One more question there. It says, I feel a kind of craving to be respected. It makes me feel depressed. The past things make me down. The people who done wrong with me are happy. That makes me feel unhappy. And I'm really confused. Please help.
See, I will tell you a secret. If people are doing something wrong, no, it is their karma and they will pay for it. If you look at all the big fraudsters and people who have done mischief and all the dictators, at one point of time they were all very, very powerful, isn't it? Now, if you take the case of Pakistan, in 2004, 2005, if anyone could say that Musharraf would not be able to step into Pakistan, people would have made fun of that person, isn't it? But the fact is, Musharraf is out of Pakistan. He cannot put his foot there. What happened to Idi Amin? He had to be banished. He had to run away, isn't it? So all the dictators. What happened to Hitler? Isn't it? So if somebody does mischief, he will pay for it, no matter how powerful he becomes. Isn't it? That is what karma is. You can fool some people for some of the time. You cannot fool all the people all the time. Isn't it? So just recognize that, and nobody has been as if a person like Hitler being so powerful can come down. If a person like Musharraf or Idi Amin, and there are hundreds of people, such people in history. I'm just, whatever I'm remembering, I'm telling you. They have all come down. Osama bin Laden came down. Everyone comes down. They will pay for their karma. Why are you taking it on your head to improve them? Time will take care of them. Don't worry. You just be happy. And when you start being happy, you'll recognize it's such a small thing to give importance to what people are thinking about you, whether they give you importance or not. That wanting to seek importance also comes because you have not given your happiness importance. You have not given importance to yourself. If you had really given importance to yourself, then you would have said, forget it, let them do what they want to, I will be happy. By becoming sad, you are insulting yourself only. You are making yourself vulnerable, isn't it? So that is what is self-respect. You respect yourself. You take care of yourself. You say, I'm not going to be sad by small, small situations. You give your respect to yourself. And there is no person in the world who has had 100% respect and recognition. All the great saints, all the great people, the good people, whether it is Rama or Krishna or Buddha or Jesus or Mahavir, they had their own set of critics. So if the great people, in spite of being so good and great, if they had their set of critics, you are nobody. So you will also have, so what is there? And don't pay too much attention to them. You respect yourself. If you respect yourself, then you will recognize others respecting you or not. It doesn't matter. Next, Dhruv.
Okay, wait, do we have time?
Yeah, we can take one or two more questions.
Okay. Okay, the next question is, does everyone have the same intelligence or are there different levels of intelligence? I'm talking about humans only. I want to be intelligent also.
Is this a question to ask? If everyone had the same intelligence and same aspects of intelligence, then this world would have been a very flat place to live, no? Everyone has intelligence in a different way. Some people have emotional intelligence. Some people have intellectual intelligence. Some people have social intelligence. Intelligence is not one thing, no? There are various aspects. So very beautiful tweet Gurudev sent yesterday, no? Every person has a teacher. Every person is teaching you something, and that teaches you to be humble and respecting everyone. There is something to learn from everyone. If there is something to learn from everyone, then everyone is intelligent differently. And even if you think it is the worst person, what can I learn teach you how not to be? Isn't it? So from them also there is something to learn, isn't it? So some people teach you what to be, some people teach you what not to be. Or some people's good habits teach you what to be, and their bad habits teach you what not to be, because everyone has some good habits and bad habits, good qualities and bad qualities, isn't it? So intelligence is there, and spiritually opens yourself to this dimension that there is intelligence everywhere. This entire universe is full of intelligence, no? Just imagine, no, one small cell, which is like very, very small, travels a distance from here to the moon or earth in a matter of 1 or 2 minutes. For that cell, it is that distance, from here to the moon. It travels there, fertilizes a cell, and one cell is formed. And from that, all the trillions of cells are formed in your body. Is it not intelligence? Isn't it? And it's not only with one species, there are millions of species across plant life and animal life. Some way or the other, same intelligence is working. That, you know, it's full of intelligence. Life is full of intelligence. And if that intelligence has created you, that intelligence can also make you a little more sharper with whatever intelligence you want. Isn't it? And whether you think you're intelligent or not, your digestion is still happening, your brain is still functioning, your heart is still pumping blood. That intelligence is still working. Only certain aspect of intelligence you think, I'm not intelligent, I don't have that whatever power. But there are so many aspects, no? Emotional aspect, intellectual aspect, social aspect, at the thought, mental intelligence, physical. So many aspects are there. Next, Dhruv.
Okay.
Last question we'll take.
Next. Okay, sure. The last question for today is, can you please talk about siddhas or perfected beings?
Yeah, you can see one Siddha, which is Gurudev. And, if you could talk about them, then you would be like them, no? So you can just observe and see what happens around a Siddha. How all types of people come, and how people find joy and abundance, and how talents come up. So many good things happen around that person that you can see, isn't it? And if I could describe a Siddha, then I would be a Siddha or something more than a Siddha myself. I don't think so. I have that, what do you say, that authority to speak about Siddhas. Okay, we can only see what can a human being like me talk about the sun, isn't it? Sun is so far radiant. In the same way, what a person like me can talk about Siddha. You can see Gurudev, observe him, that's all. And draw your own conclusions, your own understandings. And all these understandings put together cannot also still make that Siddha whole. Because there is so much more to Siddha than what we can observe and understand. Okay. So good, Dhruv. Anything you would like to share before we end?
No, Bhaiya, thank you so much. We had lovely questions in the audience, and we had a lot of nice questions sent in from a lot of people outside. So thank you thank you everyone for sending them, and please keep sending these and keep watching the show.
So it was wonderful having you for this show. We are having our 15th episode this week, and keep on supporting this show. Keep on spreading it to other people also. There are lots of people who would like to have a different perspective to look at life, and this program is all about that. I don't claim I know all the answers, but definitely I can share my perspective, which might be a little more enlightening to you and help you understand your life better. So wish you all the best. Have a great day, great night, good evening, whichever part of the world you are, and hope you join for the next event next Sunday. So till then, bye-bye and take care. Jai Gurudev.
Thank you, Jai Gurudev Bhaiya. We are on YouTube as well. You can follow Prashant Bhaiya on on YouTube, Prashant Rajore73. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Okay.